Now to Congressman James Langevin of Rhode Island. He serves on the Armed Services Committee and also the ranking member of the Subcommittee on Intelligence and Emerging Threats. Thank you for being here. We talked in that piece about identifying the man in that video. Do you have information that makes you feel pretty confident that our intelligence officials are getting close to identifying him?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the program, TJ. We are getting much closer to understanding exactly who that individual in the video was. The intelligence community is working nonstop to identify that individual, and I have high confidence that we will know in a relatively short amount of time who that individual is.
How soon do you believe? How much can you tell us?
I can't put an exact timeline. I just know that we're making significant progress in understanding who that individual is.
There's also, at least the chair of the Armed Services Committee has called for a possible investigation into the leak of that failed raid to save James Foley. We heard about that news this week as well. What's your take? Should this be, is this something we need to look into?
Well, the appropriate authorities will look into whether or not there was a leak or not. The simple fact of the matter is, of course, the administration has confirmed that there was an attempted rescue attempt to try to rescue the hostages. The mission was carried out flawlessly. Unfortunately, the hostages were not there when they got in there, from what the administration has reported. But it just calls to mind the incredible bravery and courage of our special forces and the dangerous missions they take on at the government's request, and we all need to keep them in mind because they're professionals and very dedicated to protecting this country.
Let's turn to ISIS now and what's happening in Iraq and Syria. The chair of the Joint Chiefs says you cannot defeat ISIS without taking them out or taking them on, at least in Syria. Do you believe that, and do you believe that is what we must do?
I believe that ISIL is a clear and present threat, a danger to U.S. national security and our interests and our allies around the world. If you can imagine that they are even more extreme than al-Qaeda, and that's the reason why ISIL has broken off from al-Qaeda. They are extremely dangerous, and that we are going to have to act to degrade their capabilities and ultimately prevent them from coming here. They are a significant threat. I look at this in many ways as a pre-9/11 moment. You know, before 9/11, other than really the intelligence community or the national security apparatus, people had never heard of al-Qaeda or Osama bin Laden, and we saw what they were capable of. In this case, we know how violent ISIL is. Secretary Kerry called ISIL the face of evil, and he is correct. They are a threat to our national security, and we need to make sure that they can't come here, and they can't destabilize the entire Middle East. But that is what the threat is right now that we are facing.
Rhode Island Congressman James Langevin. Sir, thank you so much. We're going to have to leave it there for now, but we will have you back, and we know this story isn't going anywhere, it seems, anytime soon. Thank you so much.